So I'll be painting director Orson Krennic today. So I'm just gonna open it up. So let's open the bag and let's start building Krennic. Alright, so I'm just gonna clean his shoulder real quick. It's not much of a mold line, but there's just a little bit, and I think it will show through when I do the painting. Alright, let's glue in his gun arm. Cool. I'm just gonna friction fit this because if I have him as a sub-assembly, I can get into the cape areas where it's gonna be hard if I leave the leg on. So I'm just gonna friction fit that for now, and I'll glue the feet to the base so at least I have something to work with. And if I'm not happy with it, I can just snap him off because it's just super glue. And for his head, I'm just gonna use these so I can keep his head separate. Okay, I'm gonna start priming the minis. I'm gonna start with the head first. That way, I'm gonna prime it black, then white to get the Zenithal. That way I can get a very nice gradient at the end of the day. Cool, he's primed pretty black. Even the camera can't pick it up anymore, so you know it's black. And then for the bottom, I'm also gonna use a stick. I could use a painting handle, but using a painting handle will get in the way when I'm painting the base. I like to paint the base so that I can paint the rims black at the end of the day. So just holding it from his crotch or waist piece, I'm gonna go black. And that should be enough paint, and I'll let that dry. Okay, now I'm gonna quickly reassemble him for the Zenithal highlights. So now let's do the white. Let's start from the top. Okay, now I will be doing the gray for his entire coat, except for the pants. So I'm gonna remove his head, so it just gets out of the way. Okay, this is the big one, man. If I screw this up, I screw everything up. Let's start with the gray. I already tested on my nail, and that's the consistency I would like to have, so it shows through. So wish me the best of luck. I think that turned out okay, but I will need to exaggerate it with a little bit of wash. So that's gonna be interesting because control is gonna be important as well. Okay, I'm gonna try it, but if it breaks, I'm just gonna clean it up immediately. So if I do that with a black wash and load it up with my brush, with water. That works out pretty well. It actually looks pretty good, so that works. It's a little bit of a shading, but not crazy. Like it's not super strong, and that's what I wanted. While I'm already shading, I might just shade this as well, eh? By blotching it into the areas, I can get a nice gradient or a nice blend between the shadows. That way the washes aren't so exaggerated that it just makes it very unbelievable. Right now it's just a nice gradient, and that's beautiful. Cool, after the wet blending, look at that. It looks really nice. There's a nice gray, nice little round gradients. Can I remove him? There we go, beauty. I'm gonna remove him because I'm gonna paint his pants now. Well, right now I need to do the pants. And pants should be easy. It's basically done right now. Well, my client, Oscar. So Oscar wants his pants to have peacock pattern. I think it's called peacock. Let me double check what he actually is. P dot pattern or P dot camo. Looks something like that. And I'm gonna use that mini as the reference to help paint the pattern. Okay, let's start with looking at the picture. Starting from a brown base will be the easiest. So I'm gonna do brown. There we go. And I think that's a very nice brown base to start with. Or I think it looks better on the white tissue. So yes. Okay, here we go. I've mixed a custom batch of green right here. There you go, they can see that. It's a mixture of green and black to get a darker green, because I need to get that camo green color. I think I'll just dab it on because it looks pretty camel-y if I just dab it on. It has to look somewhat random, because it is camouflage after all. And then dabbing it on gives it the best appearance. I'll let that dry and then I'll come back and do the P dot pattern. Now I'm gonna do the P dots. So I've tested it on my nails and it was really hard to use a brush, so I'm gonna use a toothpick. So let's see if I can make this work. I think that turned out pretty well. Now that's the brown dots done. I'll do the green dots. It's a nice P dot pattern. Hopefully you can see that. But I think it looks really nice. While I wait for the pants to dry, I'm going to paint in the belt black. Black for the holster. And now I'll paint the boots black. Black for the gloves. There we go. His gloves are black. And while I wait for that, I'm going to paint in his ribbons. Let me see what the actual term is called, because Oscar sent me the actual terms for them. He would like these, the rank slides, or the ranks can be just red instead of red and blue, so I'm just gonna make that red real quick. If I angle the brush and just poke it on, it should just catch all of them. There you go. Looks up pretty well, or very well actually. Now I'm coming back to the pants, and let's wash the pants with a brown wash. There you go, that is done. While I wait for that to dry, let's work on the head. So using a flesh tone, I'll paint the skin first. I'll dry that, and then we'll do the hair. Blonde for the hair, and there you go, that's his blonde hair. Before I forget, I'm gonna try to draw in his eyebrows. Hopefully that dries and it'll look pretty nice. Now I'll add a flesh tone over the entire thing, and that should make the hair look blonde as well as shade in all the details. Always add more wash in the eye area to represent more shadow, as well as it just makes it harder to see the "oh, I did not paint his eyes" part, because that is way too small and I'm just not gonna bother. There we go. Cool. Now I'm gonna paint the belt buckle silver. Now I will paint the pistol as well. There. Gun is silver. I will go get some clean water because I don't want my water to be contaminated metallics, and I'll be right back and we will finish up the entire mini. Black wash for the belt buckle. Okay, black wash for the pistol. And beauty. And now once it's dry, we'll be right back. I think this will make my life easier, so I will be basing the base with mud before I even glue it all together. And that will allow me to have a lot of control. Beauty. That way she's ready, and when she's dry, I can add tufts. Okay, now I will add some black wash to the base, just to blend it in. Okay, so now I'm gonna paint the rims black. Just doing it with not a second thin coat. That way it dries evenly. Now for the moment of truth. I can't pronounce things. I start falling. I'm gonna add the torso. I want to add a little bit of brown for the shoes and a little bit on the cape because mud on the ground. So let's do that. There we go. And there you go, he is done. So Krennic was a fun mini to paint, and it was a really good experience for me to do my wet blendings, especially with washes, because I've never done that before. And for the mini, that turned out really nicely. This was also cool because I did that P dot camo pattern, which was requested from Oscar. I think it was really cool to do the dotting effect with toothpicks. So yeah, your boy, toothpicks. Toothpicks are nice, and I mean toothpicks are nice to have when doing that. And overall, I think he turned out pretty nice. Roll the B-roll. I hope you enjoyed this more laid back approach to my painting videos, and see you in the next one.